Oldschool BJJ Belgrad präsentiert die Oldschool Show mit Herrn Turbo aus der Schweiz.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oldschool Show. I'm here with my guest Turbo. He's a brown belt and a smart guy. He has finished law school and he's a lawyer, so yeah, he has a lot of things to share and we are blessed here by his presence.
Thank you. I bless this show. I bless all the audience and thank you for having us today. I mean, like, I'm in multiple type of personality disorder, but today for you personally, I'm just Turbo, the soon to be lawyer. Thank you to the host Obrad, the Almighty. I think that our podcast is going to fly into the heavens because in today's society we have a lot of podcasts talking about a lot of stuff, and I think we also have some healthy opinions, a lot of experience in just streetwise, normal type of living, and so I think we have a lot of smart things to say. I'm kind of a smarty pants. I finished law school or law college, whatever, and I trained at those days the most that I have trained in my entire life. So yeah,
so we can conclude that you are pretty charismatic and smart guy. What brought you to BJJ? What brought you to this thing? Why did you make that choice?
Well, first of all, a friend of mine, he told me, he saw that I was like eccentric, really high energy type of guy. I already trained for about 7-8 years of calisthenics, and he told me just come to BJJ, let's see what it is. And I was like, I don't know if I should come. It's a kind of, I didn't even know what jiu-jitsu was, but, and hear me out, the moment I came to that mat, the first training I had, I knew definitely that was for me. It was so amazing. At like the first time I came to BJJ, I was so anxious because when I entered into the academy, everyone was so huge, and it was like I was in the arena of gladiators, and it was kind of a scary experience, you know, so it was really kind of scary but fun. So I got hooked right away. It was like like training heroin. I mean, not really heroin, but you know what I mean. It got me so hooked, and I was amazed and perplexed. What is this? Guys rolling on the mat, doing some gymnastic stuff, breaking limbs, choking people out, and I was like, yeah, man, this is the stuff for me. So also the thing is, you can go 100% and not get injured, and you can push yourself continuously. And on the contrary, when you're studying other fighting arts, like some striking arts, you can't go so hard without getting injured. So the injuries are more frequent than in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So yeah, that was like my jam for that time, and I got instantly hooked. So it was quite a pleasant experience.
True. Regarding injuries, I think it takes a lot of experience. I realized that I cannot be really upset with the new guys who are prone to injure other people, because I realized that it really does take a lot of time for you to develop a feeling when rolling with people.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, I think that the best advice you can give to the new guys is just take it lightly. So don't push yourself too hard. Try to realize which positions are dangerous for you and your opponent, and take them lightly. Don't go too hard in these positions. So I think it takes about at least 5 years for you to be completely safe to roll with, to develop a certain amount of, for an average person, to develop a certain amount of feeling when you're applying too much pressure, when you're applying too much weight and crushing your opponent who is lighter than you. But ultimately, yeah, I believe that jiu-jitsu is for everyone, and that everyone can fit in, and everyone can enjoy this sport for their entire lives. So it's not something you should stop doing once you turn 40 or something, you know. I think you can go your entire life. We have a guy, Goxi. Yeah, he's 61, and man, he's still going at it. He's a beast. I mean, he's crushing these younger guys that come here, and yeah, I'm really proud of him. Yeah, so everyone can do jiu-jitsu as long as you are taking certain basic measures to protect others and yourself.
Yeah, I would like to comment on a couple of points. It's like extremes. When I came to jiu-jitsu, it was really weird. I had to apply that pressure and choke people out, break their limbs, I mean, figuratively. So that was, let's say, one extreme. So I didn't want to apply the pressure that was necessary because it was really weird for me, and especially because it's ground fighting. So a lot of people can throw a punch or had some street altercations when you're younger and so on, but this is a different kind of style of fighting. So that was one extreme, and when I got my blue belt, I went into the other direction, and I was too fast all the time. Like every sparring was 80cc. I injured a couple of people because I was applying some techniques without control and so yeah, I agree that after 5 years and so on, at your purple belt and so, you can understand how much energy is needed, and you can feel when the ligaments or when the technique is at its maximum, when the breaking point or the injury point is at the limit. So you can already have a deep understanding what is happening actually, so you can prevent injuries to yourself and also your training partners. And yeah, concerning that, it is a long game. Also, every kind of workout or training, it should be a long game. That's quite interesting because in today's society, people are of this opinion: when you reach the age of 30, you're dead. You're 30 years old, you shouldn't train anymore. So it's really weird. I mean, I'm 27, fastly approaching the dead years, so I don't know why that is. I think that's just a projection of people that stopped training or have some excuse, because you can have a billion excuses why not to train or why not to take a martial art or do something with your life. But you should realize the moment that is right for doing something is actually now. Yesterday was the right moment, today is definitely the right moment. You should not wait to get into shape to get into shape. I heard that a lot because I studied law school, and a lot of people were just like these nerdy types of people. They were just in the books and reading and so on, and also some other people that were training stopped training. So, and I was quite perplexed by this phenomenon. I couldn't make it, I don't have time, I mean, how can you not have time? If you have enough focus and willpower, you can combine those two. Why should you just go into studying or just into training? You can combine them. I mean, it's a psychophysical combination of beauty, in my opinion, because when I was too stressed out from studying, I went to train. When training was too much for me, I went to study. So the other thing is, when you are studying, you can go into training, and that is your safe spot. When you're overtrained, you can go into studying, and that can be your safe spot. So you can balance it pretty easily if you have the willpower for it. And it is a long game, so...
Yeah, I fully agree. You know, your resources are limited, and the amount of resources you can dedicate to training is limited. But, I mean, you kind of have to do it, because if you don't train, you don't have any real physical activity harder than walking, your body will fall apart. I mean, we live lives in which we sit a lot, and yeah, that's terrible for you. So You have to strength train. You have to keep your body strong and capable of just carrying your own weight and your own spine, especially if you're a tall guy like me. So it's not a great thing. You have to strength train. And jiu-jitsu is not perfect when it comes to that, but it will give you some basic athletic ability. If you combine it with strength, it will be ideal. So yeah, I think these two things are great. When you combine them, as jiu-jitsu can also damage your body if you just do jiu-jitsu. As a lot of, if you develop your game, for example, to be a bottom player, so you're always pulling a guard, you're overworking your abs while your back is not as engaged. So you can damage your posture, and it's not perfect. It's better than not training anything. There's no comparison, I mean. But when you combine jiu-jitsu with some basic strength training, you will be healthy and functional in the long term.
Yeah, I agree. I used to mix calisthenics, so pull-ups, dips, push-ups, also running and so on, because it helps you in those martial art aspects. Also, I used to weightlift, but if you're giving it too much of a weightlifting aspect, you can injure yourself because you overwork yourself. So functional training is the way to go. So I agree with my host here. The thing is, everything should be balanced, because if you give your all in strength training, when you go to jiu-jitsu, you're gonna be already, how would I say, a bit overtrained.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You can't give it your 100%, and that is when you actually acquire an injury.
Right, it's about the balance, and also if you only train jiu-jitsu, you can injure yourself. Your body can take, as we talked before, you can study and dedicate certain amount of your resources to that. Then you have perhaps expanded your resources that are dedicated for studying, but you can train.
Exactly.
So same goes for jiu-jitsu and strength training. You can dedicate certain amount of resources for jiu-jitsu, but once that's up, once that has been spent, doing more jiu-jitsu training will only do you harm. For example, if you're training 7 or 8 training sessions and not strength training, that's not good. So, but if you combine jiu-jitsu with strength training, you can do more of both in the long run.
Exactly, yeah.
Because there's a certain amount of strength training that your body can take, certain amount of jiu-jitsu that your body can take, certain amount of cardio, and you just need to find a perfect balance, and that way you can do the most of all and be in the best shape you can be.
Exactly. And I think that strength for jiu-jitsu is really important. You hear a lot, no, it's just technique. I'm a really technical kind of jiu-jitsu player because it's human chess, but you need force. You need to have that generation of force, because if we're technically, if we're on par, on the same level, if I'm stronger than you, if I have better cardio than you, I can survive longer, I'm gonna win. So you have to do a bit of like mixing it. The right answer is not just going right. Maybe it's also experiencing a bit of left or mixing it up. It's like you're living this human experience. If you're just doing one thing, okay, you're a professional at that one thing, but you can get also overtrained, or in today's society you have this, what it's called, like not overtraining, but you know, when people are like too much burnout and so on.
Right.
You also get burnout if you're just doing one thing. If I'm just doing law, I can get burnout just doing law. If I'm just training, I can burn out if I'm just training. So you have like this safe spot. When you have too much of this, you go here and you relax. I mean, you're still expending energy in jiu-jitsu, but it's like chess. It's also intellectual activity. You need to understand the body mechanics, how this is working and so on. And it also sharpens your instincts, because I feel a lot of stuff, what I should do, where to post, how I should react. It's not like me seeing and thinking, oh, okay, so if I'm doing this and he's... No, it's just like the basic instincts, and it's just like telling me what I should do. It's like in a life, if you have a lot of experience, a lot of variety of experiences, when something new happens, you can take out from those experiences and be better at handling these new types of situations.
Right. That is so much important, and it's something that people don't realize. So when you're starting something new, it's not what you will gain. In a sense, for example, I started jiu-jitsu, I want to gain the ability to defeat the average person in an altercation. So it's not only about that. It's what kind of person you will become when you acquire the skill.
Point, yeah.
Because it will change you as a person.
And
it will make you stronger in any way. Yeah,
definitely.
There is a science behind this. Whatever you do that's new, whatever you take, you develop the neural pathways. New synapses develop in your brain and stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I want to get into music production and stuff, because I just want to give my brain all kinds of various stimuli, so it can operate at its best ability. I mean, if you don't use it, you lose it. Mm-hmm. If you stimulate all kinds of neurons in your brain for all kinds of activities, I mean, I'm not an expert, but if you do that, you will keep it alive, and will keep it going. Yeah, I mean, there is evidence. I spoke with Ilya. He has finished psychology. We spoke about it. All these illnesses, Alzheimer and stuff. Playing chess and stuff can have a preventative role in that. So you should stimulate your brain in many ways. And what better way to stimulate it than to engage in sophisticated physical activity with other people? It's a fun game, and it is extremely fun and interesting. So we would definitely recommend it to you guys. Yeah.
Also, you have this family aspect of the game. I want to come back to that. I absolutely agree. Martial arts as a whole and training, you have this training aspect and fitness and working out and sports, but martial arts are specialized. So it's something different. Martial arts have helped me to develop as a man, as a human being that is capable of standing up for myself, standing up for others. So fulfilling this role for a role model or a leader or just a genuine human being, no BS and so on. So it has tremendously helped me. Also, it helped me battling in some kind of addictions that I had beforehand. So it can help you in a million different ways. You don't even know how much it can help you. You just have to do it consistently with discipline, and after a few years you realize, oh my God, I changed so much. Because it's not, as he said, you do it 5 times or 20 times. Do not get up in the numbers game. You just continue doing it, and after time you realize you've built this such a good foundation, and you can then just branch out in different ways. He goes into music. I also play chess and do jiu-jitsu. I also like to study geopolitics. I mean, I'm soon to be a lawyer, but I also like politics, geopolitics, medicine, psychology, a lot of stuff, because knowledge is power, and a person can learn until his death in this physical realm. So you can learn from every kind of situation, and Jiu-Jitsu has helped me with this family aspect, because you can't do Jiu-Jitsu on your own. I mean, you can drill, but you need this cohesive element of singular persons that combine into a club, academy, into so we're going into old school Jiu-Jitsu. It it resonates in my heart as a second family, and they don't know that they help me so much, but just going and talking with people that have been in similar situations that I have, or just giving me their opinions. Every person there is a healthy individual. All of them have been battling with their own demons or battles or life in general. So when you converse and get together with healthy, like-minded, strong individuals, it's like a good soil, you know. So you're planting seeds and the trees shall grow. If you're in bad company, I was in extremely bad company when I was 18, 19 years old, and I was going downhill extremely fast. So training has helped me to realize what I did wrong, where I could have done something different, but all that doesn't matter now. You shouldn't also dwell on the past. That's like jiu-jitsu. Somebody finished me, so on. Nobody cares. Just keep on going. You finish somebody, somebody finishes you. At the start of the jiu-jitsu journey, you're just going to be surviving. So you're surviving and somebody taps you 10 times. So after some time, he taps you 6 times, 5 times. You can maybe escape from something that he finished you. And these small steps in consistency, they build up the foundation for something enormously great. So it's not a magic pill or just doing one thing. It's the small steps in life that matter, you know?
Yeah, thanks, brother. I mean, you are contributing to that environment with your
insanity, insane, beyond reality.
With your amazing presence.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
so appreciate it.
I mean, the family thing. Yeah, it's important. You are placing your life and your health in someone else's hands when you're rolling with people. So it's important that you trust these people. It's not a dangerous sport to train with if people are sane. But yeah, I'll return to this topic. I just want to say, it's for the people that want to start jiu-jitsu but are afraid of injuries. It's like a leveling experience. If you played Skyrim or Oblivion, you know, Elder Scrolls games. When you start a game, you're fighting with the creeps that are, you know, NPCs that are easy to kill. As you progress and you level up, the world also levels up. So these creatures become stronger, bigger. That's the thing in jiu-jitsu. When you train and roll with people, you know, you come, if people are sane, of course, you're having fun. And after a year of training, 2 years of training, you just realize, holy shit, these old people were just playing with me until now. You know, they weren't rolling seriously with me. So, but yeah, you have to do it because you just give people enough force, enough pressure, which they can handle. But you don't give them too little, because your body has to go through transformation when you start doing jiu-jitsu. Your ribs harden, you know, your entire body structure changes. And this can sound scary, but no, it's just a natural process that isn't extremely painful. Of course, you will have sore muscles, you will have sore joints.
It's part of the process, yeah.
But yeah, don't be afraid of that. You're not made of glass. So, regarding the family aspect, yeah, I mean, is jiu-jitsu occult? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a cult because it's this specific aspect. You're coming there and doing. Where are you doing stuff like that? Nowhere. So you're coming there doing some specific movements, and it's, I don't know, it's amazing. I used to go to like electronic dance parties, raves, and when I went to jiu-jitsu and somebody brought the speaker and I was rolling, it was like such a magical experience for me. It was amazing. But I want to quote this: as in jiu-jitsu, as in life, you can get so much knowledge from jiu-jitsu that can be applied to life, because life doesn't get easier and jiu-jitsu doesn't get easier. You get better, you get stronger, you gain experience points. So if you escape I don't know, the triangle 500 times. You're gonna get better. So it's like in life. So I'm gonna be a lawyer if I write, I don't know, maybe what it's called, like a law class action, lawsuit, yeah, or something. At the first time when I started the legal practice, I didn't know anything because I just finished college, and my college was mostly theory, but theory without practice is useless.
Good point.
So when you go and train jiu-jitsu, you can't just be, when I do this, I do that. That's some, I know, Tai Chi, some Aikido type of stuff. I mean, it doesn't get more real than jiu-jitsu. You know, a lot of people say jiu-jitsu isn't a fighting art. I don't understand that. You know, it's not real fighting. Well, what is real fighting? Just clobbering your brain and getting trauma in the head? I mean, I don't know. It's really kind of weird. I think this is the most perfect art of fighting, also wrestling and so on. But with the submission, you are going against a person and there's no luck involved. You can just throw a haymaker and it lands and you won. So, and you also don't get the brain damage, and that's one of the points why I stopped training some striking arts, because the problem is in sparring, people don't know how to control their ego. So I don't want to get CTE as a lawyer, you understand? But I also like kickboxing, boxing. They're beautiful arts. They're also a cult. Every martial art is a cult. I think every martial art is definitely a cult. And I do love me some cultist stuff, I might say. God forgive me. But, you know, it's pretty fun. You know?
Yeah, I mean, every kind of community that has some kind of hierarchy could be listed as a cult, but defined it in
club.
that way. Yeah,
a society club.
I think we need more cults in this world. I mean, yeah.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Illuminati confirmed, man.
we need more, you know, communities, cults, whatever. I think that's the way we should go if we want to improve society. We need more tighter communities, you know, where people can rely on each other. That's the only way forward.
Yeah, I want to continue on this point. Because in our society, back in the day, you had like a village or a community and everybody was watching out for each other and everybody knew each other. And you couldn't just act a fool, because if you were acting a fool, you would get ostracized and you would get kicked out. And when you are alone and the lions or wolves are just in the background waiting for you, you couldn't survive. So all of the things we have today were hundreds or even thousands of years back in the future, back to the past, you know. From the past, they've integrated in our society today. But because of social media, all this Instagram, TikTok, also I think Mike Tyson said that people have gotten so relaxed into disrespecting their human fellows or human in our society. I mean, there's so much hate and people not being okay with what they are, so they project on others. I mean, if you have nothing good to give that person, why are you hating that person? Or why are you making it more difficult for that person? Just leave them alone. If you don't have anything smart or healthy to say or give, I don't understand that in today's society, because this clout chasing and everything, it gotten so fake, you know, and you can just feel it that it's not real, it's not genuine. And that's why I like about jiu-jitsu, a lot of people that train it are real people, if you know what I mean. They're not some BS talkers or big mouths or some charlatans or something like that. I mean, I'm eccentric and I theatrical, but you know, I don't like to lie.
But you should be. That's the thing. You should be. If you're not weird today in any way, what are you even doing with your life?
Exactly.
What are you even doing with your life?
Go weird.
Fuck.
Go gay. No, don't go. Make jiu-jitsu gay again. No, I'm joking. Okay, maybe a little bit.
It was always good.
Oh, it was always good. Yeah. Accepted.
So, couple of points. It's good for your body. It's good for your spirit, for your brain, and community is a good thing. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention, it also helps you think when it comes to other activities. Yeah, this relates to the brain activity and improvement of your brain, because you're always solving problems, and life doesn't challenge you so much, Most of the people just get into their jobs, they wake up, they eat something, go to work, come home, watch TV, and wait to die, I guess, What's the point of such a life? You need to be challenged on the daily basis, and Jiu-Jitsu gives you that. Once you have that, you can advance much better in any field you take, because nothing is as challenging as just fighting for your own survival when someone wants to choke you out.
Exactly, yeah. It has really helped me to be a more stable person all around, because I had a lot of anger issues. I would just be, because I see a lot of non-verbal communication, and when I see something, I would just instantly react and act a fool, So it made me a more relaxed type of person, because I am confident that I can defend myself. I never attacked anyone, and I don't want to attack anyone, but when I feel confident, then I can project this confidence, and I know this negative energy and so on. The thing is, people should not be reactive. Even if somebody challenges you, be active again. Just take another frame, and that's like in Jiu-Jitsu. When he's attacking you, just deflect that attack and go into offense, or just make another frame. I just sweep him. It's so amazing. It's like the translation from Jiu-Jitsu to life for me personally has been enormous. I mean, it's like he's attacking me, I sweep him, and I'm attacking him then. That's when you're in court or something like that. He gives his opinions and evidence, and then I attack him back, and I say, okay, so this evidence cannot be accepted because this. So it makes, as he said, your spirit feel more adequate, or I don't know, it's like spirit food. It's good for the mind, it's good for the body, it's good for everything. The negative point that it happened when I was a white belt and blue belt is that you think win or lose. So I lost, or I didn't finish him, or I tapped. No, you attacked. He went out. You made an adjustment. So you need to take account these small steps, and so is in life. It's not just like I entered into college, I finished college. I mean, you have 4 years, 3 or 5 years. You have so many steps in between. I made those mistakes that I was like, chasing enormous dreams and so on. But I was too much asking for the huge things without giving in the consistent work. And it's, as is Jiu-Jitsu, you need to show up every time, and you don't need to pressure yourself too much. I need my belt, I need to do this, I need to do that. No, it has to be also fun, because if you stress too much, then it's not fun anymore. I go to Jiu-Jitsu to have fun. Sometimes I just go there and roll like a maniac and people laugh, and I like when it's so positive energy. I'm gonna get into some hard rolls, but I like when people laugh, when it's fun, when it's, euphoric. Because in today's society also you have so many negative things. There's a war here, you had COVID, or like the pandemic, or social reforms, he, she, it, why, am I a man, am I a woman, and they're constantly bombarding you with some stupid stuff. So your brain is hyper vigilant all the time, and you know what to do. When I go to Jiu-Jitsu, the outside world does not exist. It's like the eternal now, and nothing exists where I was before, where I'm going after that. I'm just there in the moment, and everybody's having a blast and enjoying this.
So a lot of good points. For example, you mentioned the steps. So for average person can be really hard when they want to accomplish something. They observe the whole picture and it scares them. I believe it's a good to observe the whole picture, but what should you focus on? You should focus on the first step. What is the first step? I want to, achieve black belt in jiu-jitsu. So what is the first step? Just go and train.
Go train.
What is the next step? You can break down everything in small mini steps and just accomplish them one by one. Don't stress about it. Just go with the flow and accomplish those little goals. For example, you start to train jiu-jitsu, you finish the first step. You went to train. You realize what kind of environment it is. You relaxed, enjoyed it a little bit. Now what? You catched a guy in a triangle, but he escaped. You realize that your triangle sucks. Oh, what is the first step? Let's ask the teacher how I can improve my triangle. Let me watch some video about it, Let me ask my other people, am I doing on training, am I doing things right? So, and all those little steps, although they seem meaningless on their own, they fit in the big picture and they make everything happen.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but today people, I'm saying today like it's the last day out, but not really. Today people just want instant gratification. TikTok is like slide. That's an addiction, and everything is now. I want it now. Enjoy the process. Be fulfilled by sucking at it at first. I mean, I still play chess and I suck at chess. I lose so much at chess that it makes me mad sometimes, and I say I'm never gonna play this stupid game again. 1 hour later I'm playing the game, so enjoy the process of not being good, because you can acknowledge positivity when there's negativity. Don't go into that toxic positivity and so on. Be real, be grounded. Realize that life isn't just like honey and butterflies and some stupid.
Yeah, true. I mean, don't be obsessed about winning all the time. At the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck. I mean, people that love you so far will still love you even if you lose your jiu-jitsu competition. I mean, and people that didn't like you, well, they won't like you more if you win jiu-jitsu competition. So it's basically an irrelevant thing. You should just do it for yourself because of the long-term benefits. And people take this too seriously. They start training jiu-jitsu, they have a feeling they have to prove something. I mean, look at it as you're a puppy that is rolling with another puppy, on the ground. Just, being happy and goofing around and then trying to make sense of it. Don't... I mean, if you want to be good, sure, obsess about techniques, be nerdy about it. But at the end of the day, it's just a fun process that you should enjoy and go at your own pace. If doing too much jiu-jitsu will lead you to a burnout, it's okay to reduce amount of jiu-jitsu classes. For example, if you really like jiu-jitsu and train 5 or 6 times per week, fine, do it as long as your body serves you. Once things don't go so well, feel free to reduce amount of training. But the worst thing you can do is keep training at that pace because, oh my God, that's how, John Jones trains. He trains, 10 times per week. I have to train 10 times.
And you ain't no John Jones, son.
It doesn't work that way, yeah. So...
And they're professionals.
Oh, but I want to be a professional, Still, your body hasn't adapted to that kind of training. You cannot push yourself over your limits. Just be smart about it and listen to your body and find the correct pace. Because if you burn out, you'll be like, oh man, I injured myself, this is terrible for me, this is a terrible thing, I'm just going to focus on other things. No, you're missing the point. You have burned yourself out. Just reduce to the, 3 or 4 training sessions, or reduce it to 3 training sessions and do 1 cardio, 1 gym session per week. That would be ideal. I mean, so for an average person that is just starting out. So yeah, find your limits and enjoy the process. So when I'm rolling with people, there's really a little amount of chance that I injure them, although I look scary to majority of people. I do rip out submissions or when arm is not fully extended, for example, or a leg. In these positions, you can apply more force, but once the joint comes close to the full extension, I stop. So it's really a small chance that me or anyone else who is experienced will injure you. So if you're starting out, feel free to roll with people that are more experienced. Be careful of the strong new guys. They are the ones who may have the feeling that they need to prove something, and they're the ones that may injure you.
Yeah, I would like to conclude on that beginner part. The right time for you to start your journey in martial arts and jiu-jitsu is now. The best next time is tomorrow. There is no age limit. There is no gender limit. You can be a man, a woman, whatever, but that's kind of weird, because it can lead to some complications, but it has no...
What do you mean? What kind of complications?
yeah. Well, if you identify as a woman, you're a man, and you go into the locker room of the man, you know what I mean. But that's something for next episode. We don't want to get banned, not yet. We support every human rights, all human rights matter, and so on. But there's no age limit. There's no. I'm not in. I'm not in the physical. I need to get in form. You need to get into the form. For getting into the form, just go. Just do it now. I mean, don't wait for something, because God gave you free will. Use that free will. You're going to be alone a lot of the time. And a lot of people are not comfortable when there isn't some other person giving them a boost and so on. Acknowledge that your life is yours. You're individual. Go out and do your stuff. You don't have to have a lot of people. When I started working out calisthenics, there were a lot of us. And after a few years, I was alone. And I know it's hard for you to motivate yourself to go to train, but motivation comes with training.
Right, and all those things that you may crave in the beginning, to have a supportive group of people that goes in this with you, you will get it along the way if you're dedicated.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of paths or doors are going to open for you along the way. Thus is in your professional career, in your life, in jiu-jitsu, because don't linger on your past mistakes or that you haven't achieved something yet. Just keep on grinding, keep on going. Don't overanalyze and overthink, because you're not in reality then. A lot of times when I was overthinking and tomorrow came, none of the things I thought about came true. I am not saying that you should not think about life, but overthinking and overanalyzing stuff, it leads just into hindrance of progress. So consistent baby steps, like small micro steps. What was that guy? I just do a couple of micro adjustments and he beats everyone. So I'm joking, but you just have to keep on going. Also, like in this podcast, I said a million times, or in today's society, this is one of the first times I'm on camera. In 1 year, I'm gonna be like a politician. You understand? I'm telling you everything, and I said nothing. But you get the point, and you're going to vote for me and us again. So we're the best.
That's the spirit. Yeah. So I wanted to go back to the point which you made regarding not learning something and not using it. Yeah, you cannot do that with anything. My advice to you, when it comes to whatever skill you want to learn, just get into the basics and start applying it right away. That is the best way to learn anything. So I studied networks, so computer networks, things that connect the internet, and the instructor, which I really enjoyed learning from, his name was Jeremy Chora, and he made a couple of quotes which really stick with me. So one of them is, knowledge for the sake of knowledge is useless. Yeah.
Exactly. Without appliance of the knowledge.
Yeah, so if you learn
True,
something, regardless how passionate you are about it, you will forget it over time if you're not constantly applying it. So, yeah, and I know it's hard, guys. I know it's hard to dedicate to someone to start learning something new, but just be brave enough to stick with something and believe that this will have an impact in your life, a positive impact. And it will. Even if you don't earn any money from that skill, like I said, it will change you as a person and give you a new perspective, new point of view, new way to observe life. So just if you're feeling passionate about something, go and follow your dreams. Another quote from Jeremy Chora that stick with me. So he was explaining about some stuff about networks, routers and stuff. And the quote that he told me is, we all exist for connection. And it's true. I mean, what is the point of your life if you just exist for yourself? In the end, everything boils down to hedonism, and hedonism is not, it doesn't satisfy you in the long run. Yeah, you have to have a higher goal, and you have to be happy to serve people. You know, you have to feel like you're a part of community and that you're making at least that community better with your presence.
Exactly. I think a lot of us have some experiences, some knowledge, some other stuff that can be shared, that can lead to gaining more knowledge. As he said, we should gain more knowledge, but we should also apply that knowledge. And you can learn something new because of the experience from anybody, from a junkie, from a homeless person, from, I don't know, some other person. I used to judge people based on their appearance, what they were doing, but a lot of the times, and this was so mind-boggling and eye-opening for me, that they were actually genuine and good people, and they had some experiences when they told me about them that I applied them in my specific way to my life, and it helped me realize that I was making some kind of mistake or that I wasn't doing something in the right way. So you can learn a lot of stuff from everything. A person who's willing to learn can learn every day from even objects, non-living stuff. Just, not like looking into this tree and just gaining knowledge, but you understand, you can see something and just, it makes you think. So if you are willing and open to new experiences, to new knowledge, the master shall appear when the student is ready, so be ready. Yeah, and I want to say that personally, martial arts as a whole have made me into a really person that I love now. I used to not really like myself because I was doing some bad stuff and so on, but I get so much self-respect, self-love, self-confidence also courage, and then I used to go this path of self-destruction. This is also kind of self-destruction, but in a positive way. So you just have to flip around the script. If you're doing something bad, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person, or you can change tomorrow when you wake up. You can be another person. You don't owe anybody an explanation. Oh, but that's not you. Who are you to judge me who I was? That's not me anymore. So that's always a choice that we can make consciously. From today, tomorrow, I want to be another version of myself. I've had with the stupidity and the mistakes that I made. I mean, I'm gonna make mistakes. Life is just that. We're imperfect beings. So don't follow this ideal of perfection. Follow the ideal of becoming a better version of yourself constantly and gaining new knowledge constantly and helping your fellow human beings. As he said, we are made for connection. If I'm the most smartest person, the most, I don't know, whatever person in the world, if I'm alone, what can I do? True power is people, is in connections, and you can't make it all on your own. I'm a type of person, I'm a loner type, but I also like to congregate with my fellow people, you know, because real power is in people. And when we come together, then we can make the magic happen. So we are strong when we are together. But you need to realize, if you are hanging out with the wrong people, doing wrong stuff, hanging out at bad places, do not expect good results. You have to clean yourself from the bad, and not only stop doing bad, you have to do good. Stop doing bad, do good, and then after some time you can see the results. It's nothing is instantaneously. Rome wasn't built in a day. It took 2 days. So give it a couple of days. I'm joking, but you know what I mean. It's a process. Enjoy it.
Yeah, that was perfect, Ugo. Yeah, very, very sweet. And yeah, it's not just like you don't even have to have people do things for you. You just being in the presence of people that feel the same way just fills you with energy. So I cannot always, you know, be in a good mood, but when you come in such an environment, you just feed on that energy, and that pushes you to go forward. And everything makes sense because there are people in your life that you feel like you want to see them stronger and better. You know, it's not just about yourself, and that makes life make sense. You know, in a way, you have the community that you strive to improve, and it really gives you a long-term sense of fulfillment.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, that was very nice what you said. Yeah, let's leave it at that. So, guys,
thank you all.
Feel free to like, follow, and subscribe. Turbo.
Definitely, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. We're going to make some great stuff happen, guys and girls, and in-betweeners, human entities, and so on.
Turbo, it's always an honor and privilege to be in your presence.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Peace out, guys.